Hello, my name is Emmanuel Faria, and I'm the founder and formulator at Verriclear Natural Skin Essentials. For the past 2 years or so, I've been collaborating with Dr. Geeta Yadav and Peter Murray Rust. Today I have the honor of describing to you our work in progress, the development of an open source toolkit for searching and scraping high quality data from open science sources. The proposed toolkit, which I like to call DAVE, is intended to download, abstract, verify, and extract high-quality open-source research data that can be relied upon for effective decision-making and action-taking. Now, the challenge that our toolkit is aiming to overcome is what I like to call the innovation bottleneck. You see, research portals like Europe PMC and PubMed are essentially vast catalogs of millions of research papers. And of course, while it's certainly desirable that the publication of new research continues, this exponentially increasing volume of accumulating research data has already drastically outpaced our ability to make intelligent or effective use of it. It effectively cripples our ability to leverage the existing research to discover and produce new and innovative solutions to the world's age-old and new problems. Dave will download hundreds, thousands, or even millions of research papers, automatically and intelligently analyze the corpus of downloaded papers to identify the relevant data points, scan them using custom dictionaries of categorized keywords, and even aggregate and reinterpret the data that is already contained in tables within each of the articles in a way that can be then output, uploaded, and integrated offline into whatever system or tool that researchers will use to make the decisions related to their desired outcome. So perhaps using the remaining time here, the best way to do this would be to take you right here to our GitHub repository and show you some of the dictionaries that we've put together. I'm going to go in here to dictionary. Inside dictionary, there's an index, and from the dictionary index, there is a description of each of the dictionaries that we have completed so far. One is called EO plant, essential oil plant. This dictionary has 1,678 plant names. They were extracted from the first 186 test articles that we downloaded from PubMed. So that's a lot of names in just those articles. And of those entries, 1,567 had their names normalized separately afterwards and tagged with corresponding Wikidata IDs that will also have descriptions. There's EO plant parts, geolocation. This is the area where the plants were harvested from, where they were grown, where they were processed. And this particular geolocation dictionary will include such data as the country name, the ISO code, the city, latitude, longitude, etc. Now I'll go back out and show you what the dictionaries look like. Compounds. Here is, think of it as a table. Each of these are columns. So the entry name is the name of the compound. The term is also could be exactly the same. Sometimes if there's more than one way to say the same thing, the synonyms, in other words, will have the term be the one that is chosen, and the name will be a synonym. This one has a Wikidata ID, and from that Wikidata ID, anything else about that particular compound can be linked back and pulled out later. We don't have to have it all on our drive or in these dictionaries. Target organism. Target organisms are the microbes that were mentioned in these same articles that mentioned an essential oil or plant name. So we would assume that research was done to see if those oils or compounds would have an effect on these various species. We have species of bacteria, fungus, and all of that takes us back here to what Get Papers downloaded, and here's the PMC ID number for each of those articles. And in this particular directory, as well as inside each of the different article folders or directories, there are now many more files with much more data that Amy has put together for us. And I don't have the time to go into the detail that I would love to right now, but I will show you one of my favorite things, and that is the co-occurrence tables. So for instance, binomial, and a binomial would be a microbe. So can we find a binomial and a compound that goes together, co-occur in these articles? And here we go. So it looks like Staphylococcus and acetate show up the most together out of those 186 articles. Carvacrol would be number 2 for Staphylococcus. Eugenol number 3, camphor number 4. So this is a good indicator that there are experiments being done. I would put my money on inhibit these different microbes. Now that you've seen the dictionaries, I want to show you a little graphical representation of how they will be used or can be used to identify data that might be useful to you. So starting with this case, we have plants. Plants have names. Plants are also comprised of chemical constituents which also have names. Plants also have parts, one of the dictionaries that we had. Plants have material processing histories, geographic locations. They also have extract types, balsams, absolutes, essential oils. Extract types can exhibit various properties, such as properties that are useful for formulation. Properties can be chemical, density, color, smell. They can be functional. These extract types can also exhibit phytomedicinal activities. They could be antibacterial, antifungal, antioxidant, and also medical or traditional ethnobotanical uses, antacid, anti-Alzheimerian, herbicide. Whew. Well, I wish I had more than 7 minutes to introduce you to Dave and show you the many other different and useful ways that Amy can parse and display data, and to tell you about the many new features that Peter and the team are working on right now to make Amy even smarter and more useful. But if what I've shown you so far has already piqued your curiosity, and you're interested in learning more about Dave and our CEV Open project, we invite you to check out our progress at GitHub on the link below. We look forward to having it ready for you to put to good use in your projects really soon. Again, my name is Emmanuel Faria, and I really hope you enjoyed watching this presentation as much as I enjoyed making it for you. Thanks for watching.